Hey guys, and it's start of a new week again. It is Max Effort Monday, which means that I will be doing a Max Effort deadlift this week. I think I'm going to be using some bands, which I'm going to be using the purple ones, which add about 32 kilos each. So at the top of the lift, it's going to be 64 kilos, obviously, maths. Last time I did this, I got 162.5 kilos, and I'm hoping to beat that this time. Let's hope that works out alright. Anyway, diet updates. It's been going kind of well, although I have been kind of ill for the past few days, so the weight's a little bit off, and my diet's not been great either. So I weighed myself this morning, and it turns out that according to my scales, which I'm sure are not perfect because they vary all the time, it's 190 pounds at the moment that I weigh. I'm trying to get that now to 180 at some point in life, so hopefully that works out. As I said though, I've been ill, so I'm sure this isn't a accurate representation of what my actual weight is. I'll probably weigh myself again in a week or two, just to make sure that it's kind of accurate. Anyway, Max Effort deadlifts. Hopefully it goes alright, and I'll see you in the gym. Enjoy! As I just said, this week's max effort is deadlifts with bands. However, when I got to the gym, there was people on the platform, so I decided to do lots of extra stretching and foam rolling to start my day off with. The only issue with this gym is it's great they have a platform, but I just wish they had pegs on it, because I have to make this really awkward death trap contraption just to be able to use bands properly. I know I could buy shorter bands or something, but I don't really want to be spending more money on equipment. So yeah, I've got to cart these 50 kilo dumbbells around and then strap it over like some kind of torture device. Anyway, starting off nice and light, just warming up as always, working towards my max. One thing I need to work on I need to work on a lot of things, to be honest, but one thing I need to work on in the near future is my glute strength. Hopefully bands will kind of help with this, but I need to actually target them specifically with their own moves within my program. So I think I'm going to be working in at some point some good mornings or some hip thrusts. I'll probably end up doing both at some point really, but if I do some good mornings to start with, that will improve my glutes and my lower back, so that'll help improve both my deadlift and my squat in theory. One thing I've realised, and I really need to work on, well not work on, but figure out, is the fact that I've lost a lot of weight recently has kind of changed a lot of my leverages. So a lot of my form's changed, and I feel a lot weaker, or things feel a lot harder than they should. So I've never really done a big cut or drop a ton of weight before. So I think I need to work on my leverages and figure out what works best for me at this size, even though I'm still going down, so it's just constantly learning. Anyway, here's my max for the day. I worked up to 165 kilos. Last time I got 162.5, so hopefully this goes better than that one, because that one was a real big grinder. So anyway, watch it, see how it goes. Enjoy. And you can definitely see where my weakness is, because as soon as it goes past my knees and I'm supposed to be engaging my glutes, it just gets stuck. So I really need to work on obviously strengthening those to speed up my lockout, because off the floor it's relatively fast there. It's just that lockout portion ends up being really grindy. Anyway, dropped the weight to 80% of that, and then did 5 sets of 3, and then moved on to some accessories. Well, I didn't actually move on to my accessories straight away. I took the bands off and then tried to do a couple of sets with just the straight weight, just to see the difference between the bands and without, which these move relatively fast and they speed up at the top. So yeah, Then we moved on to accessories, which are a little bit different this week because I decided to try something new out. I decided that I would give some pin squats or Anderson squats a go to try and strengthen my quads somewhat. If you've never done these before, you basically just set the pins at a certain height and then push off the bar from those. They're really good for like working on the top half of your squat, or also it's a very similar position to the start of a deadlift, so I'm hoping that these are going to improve the off the floor portion. So these mixed in with the deficit work I've been doing will hopefully get my speed up off the floor. That's my theory anyway, and I'm hoping it sticks with it. Usually I'd go heavier than this, but because I just did a max effort deadlift, 120 kilos is probably the max I could do for sets of 5 or so. So I stuck with that, and I moved on to some other accessories. Did the usual boring stuff, which is very bodybuilding-y. Ended up doing lots of hamstring curls, and then moved on to some back extensions to finish the day off. Still trying to get that lumbar spine a lot stronger than it has been. One thing I've noticed through doing this is my lower back actually aches a lot less the day later, so I'm quite happy to keep these in my program. No fancy middle section this week, so we're just going straight into max effort upper. And this week I am doing a pause bench again, but this time I'm doing it with a slingshot to see how much I can get up to. Touch and go slingshot, last time I did this, I got 140 kilos, so I'm hoping to get around 130 maybe with a pause, maybe a little bit more than that, so who knows. One thing I've been trying to do lately is work in pretty much pauses into all of my chest training. Well, I say chest, all my bench training, and I'm not pausing like dumbbells and stuff. But I'm trying to work it in just because I need to be a bit more specific in my training. I want to compete at some point, obviously, in life. So I am trying to do pauses because that's how you end up benching within the competition. Plus, one of my weak points is off my chest, and by pausing on my chest, I'm going to help work on form and speed off my chest and improve that. Anyway, worked up to at least 2 plates before putting on the slingshot because otherwise it gets too easy, and sometimes you can't even bring the weights down to your chest before this weight. So here we are, putting on the slingshot for the first time today at 110 kilos, which is still moving pretty fast, so nice and easy. 120, what was that doing? Yeah, my feet are still doing that thing where they come up off the floor. It's one thing I need to work on over the next few months. I've said this a few times now, but I'm genuinely going to be working on this. I need to drive my heels into the floor as opposed to driving my toes and then slamming my heels down as I press. So this is my attempted max, 135, which, went a bit wrong. I paused for a bit too long on that one, misgrooved it, and then Simon kind of had to save me. I knew I could get this weight though, so I pretty much ended up taking a massive rest after this, and by massive it was probably like 10 minutes. Helped spot Simon through a few sets first, and then I decided that I would attempt to take the 135 kilos again afterwards, just because I believed I could get it. Here's my attempt again. See? Told you. Definitely knew I could get 135 kilos. Don't think I could get any more than that, and my feet were off all over the place, so yeah, called it a day there. Dropped it down to 80% and then did the standard stuff of 3 sets of 5, and then moved on to other accessories afterwards. All the standard stuff really. Floor press, which I'm still using a lot of just to help work on my lockout, because, well, yeah, you can never have too strong a lockout, can you? Although I do need to start adding in more weight to this. I'll probably start doing some 5x5 stuff instead of doing like sets of 10, so I might start working with like 90 kilos. Did some lateral raises after that, and then finished off with the standard stuff of tricep pushdowns, although everyone seems to have sold all the accessories for the cables, so I ended up just grabbing the cable and doing some pushdowns with that. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. This week's been a bit weird, so Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, share, do whatever you want, and I shall see you all next week. Ciao.